What's going on, everybody? Back with a special Wednesday edition of the FILA Sports Podcast. That's the Forever I Love Atlanta Sports Podcast. Coming together real quick before the draft tomorrow. Let's talk about these Hawks. It's your boy, Coach Mario, and my co-host, Don. What's going on?
What's good? How y'all doing this evening? We're pretty much 24 hours away, well, less than 24 hours away from the 2019 NBA draft. I know a lot of the Hawks fans, we're excited because we have two top 10 picks, but we don't know what we're going to end up doing. We probably won't find out anything until the draft tomorrow. So there's going to be a lot of speculation, and I'm pretty sure there's been a lot of speculation going on the past few weeks of what we're going to end up doing. But we'll talk about that once we get into the topic. If you're new to this channel, please hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell. That way you know when our shows drop. We normally drop the information in the Atlanta sports scene. We'll pretty much drop an extra show, just like we're doing tonight. Um, if you're joining us live, if feel free to ask questions or just say hi in the chat. We'll holler right back at you. Also, if you're watching this show at a later time, please hit us up in the comment section and we'll get back. We'll answer your comments at a later time. And also, please share this video with other Atlanta sports fans who likes to listen to sports podcasts, or share this video with uneducated people, especially Falcons fans. They know everything.
He had to.
Yeah, I had to go there. I'm sorry. Yeah, I had to go there. Share this video with people who need to be educated on sports, please, because we, you know, we here for y'all. We here for y'all. It is free. We're not asking for anything. You don't have to donate anything to us. We'll help you. So that way,
If you want to, though, hold on.
Yeah.
I give you my cash out. Hold on.
Yeah, you want to give us some money, then that's fine. But at the end of the day, I'm just tired of seeing people look dumb on social media and stuff, man. It breaks my heart, man. It really do.
Well,
But anyway,
we have our resident FOS friend of show, Mr. Davonte, in the house with us today to talk about these Hawks. Let them know who you are and where they can find you at, Davonte.
Hey everybody, I'm Davonte Hughes. You can find me on Twitter at Cookie by Nature. Every other social media at Cookie by Nature. You can also find my articles on sportstalkatl.com.
hey, did you start a new podcast? Tell them about your new podcast.
I know, that's what I'm.
I was trying to leave that for a surprise for tomorrow, but let's go.
Man, look.
Well, you put it on Twitter. How is it a surprise?
Man, we're gonna be helping you out.
But he put it on Twitter. How is it a surprise?
Everybody, it's called the Heart of Atlanta Podcast. It's going to be at HOA Podcast on Twitter. Y'all hit me up with y'all questions. Hashtag HOA Podcast. I'm going to try to get them answered by tomorrow morning probably, because I'm going to the draft party. And if y'all going to the draft party, definitely hit me up on Twitter and I'm going to see if I can meet with y'all and ask y'all some questions and get y'all included in one of my articles.
I'm actually going to be doing some traveling.
As always.
Oh, come holla
at your hometown sports podcast.
Yeah. And Davonte, I'm gonna be doing some traveling tomorrow, but I'm gonna definitely tune in to you.
All right.
I'm probably gonna be in the airport by then. I'm gonna pull up to a bar.
It's gonna be on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Send us a link to the channel, because I'm gonna be driving tomorrow too, so I can be listening to it as well. So.
Yeah. But let's jump into it, man. Talking about these Hawks tomorrow. The draft is coming up. Yesterday, I listened to the Lloyd Pierce interview on Don's favorite station, I believe, Sports Talk station in Metro, and he said something that we pretty much knew already. I seen some people on Twitter. We don't need to package the picks. We don't need to package the picks. No way we're going to draft no way any coach or front office guy wants 5 rookies on the team, 6 rookies on the team, plus you forget
3 seconds.
Huh?
We got 3 firsts and 3 seconds right now.
Oh yeah, 6 plus Kevin Herter and Trey Young will only be in their second year, so nobody's trying to have a team full of
That
20, 22-year-olds.
that's 2 seconds right now. They just traded one of those seconds to the
Oh
Heat
yeah,
We
in
just did that.
2024.
Yeah. So everybody's thinking that we're trying to package and move up. What do you see on that, Davonte?
I see them like with the second round pick specifically. I see them packaging just to basically move out of that round for a future because they don't want. Well, he's on record. Travis Link is on record saying he doesn't want 5 rookies on his team. And I think 3 is the max we're going to see. But if they do trade up, I think it's going to be only to like as high as 5, which I personally don't want to do that only because to me this draft is a top 3 draft. Like the top 3 picks, which is Zion, John Morant, R.J. Barrett. Those are the guys that we just know we're going to break out and be stars early on. But everybody else is like you're drafting for potential, and I think that's when the value lies. And you get 8, 10, and 17. You see what you can do. Exactly what we did last time with just drafting Trey Young, Kevin Hurt, and Omari Spellman, and we got 3 solid guys. So I think 3 more solid guys can help this team out for the future.
Yeah. But I heard Travis Slink, he did say that he wanted to package some of those second round picks. I don't know if it's to move up, but we just saw that we acquired a conditional 2024 second round pick in cash considerations for the Heat. In exchange, we gave them our 44th pick in this year's draft. So, but there has been some word that, and it's been off speculation the past week, that we were going to trade with Cleveland. We were going to get their 5th overall pick and Kevin Love for our 8th and 10th or 8th and 17th pick. Here's my thing. If we package two of our first round picks, it don't need to be 8th and 10th. We can give up an 8th and the 17th. I think that'd be good, but trading 2 of your top 10 picks that just move down a few spots, I don't think that's a good move.
It seems like in basketball, like Davonte first just said, if you don't get one of the top guys, it doesn't seem like the NFL where everybody can get a good player in the first 2 rounds. You know what I'm saying? It's like 64 good players. In basketball, it seems like each draft you're gonna have 1 or 2 superstars, and maybe you can find your guy at 19, like we got Collins. But most of the time, it's the guys at the top of the draft, and it seems like we're willing to do whatever we have to do to get up to the top of the draft.
Yeah, to me, there's going to be 60 players drafted, but a good 15 of them is going to be, like actual solid NBA players. So it is a crapshoot, but I trust Travis Link and the job he's done so far.
So I know that you know much more about the players coming out than I do, Davonte. Besides the 3 guys you just named, who else do we want? Who would we want?
Man, it's hard to project because I seen their workouts and it wasn't that many like top 10 guys. I would say like outside of like Cam Reddish and like Siku, I'm gonna say Dumbuya. I don't know if that's how you say his last name, but outside of those guys, I think it's going to be some really reaching where you think about like what can they bring to this team like offensively and defensively because Sling did say he's looking for length, athleticism, and defense. Which when I think about that almost screams Siku because he's like 6'9", like a Lamar Odom type, can run up down the floor, pass the ball, shoot it, defend. And he actually is on record saying that he can defend all positions. I would like to see that, but I feel like
at the same time.
So I feel like that would be a great pick if he gets past number 9 because I feel like the Wizards are starting to like him. I feel like he will be our 10th pick there, just basically because he could be our like Pascal Siakam that Toronto has. I think he's a less polished version of him.
And we all just saw what he just did in the finals.
Let's before we go to the next topic, because there's a lot of people in the chat right now. That Georgia boy 17, what's good, man? Thank you for joining us tonight. Juju, he said we talking basketball. Bet. Pat man in the building. What's good, Pat? Juju said DeAndre Hunter would be a solid addition at 5. What do you guys think about what he said?
I think that'd be some solid value at 5, but I feel like trading 8 and 10 is just a bit of a reach there because those 8 and 10 and there's not that far from 5. So like you're getting almost a similar caliber player, just 3 picks behind. So I feel like if you get Cam Reddish instead of DeAndre Hunter, I think they basically almost cancel each other out because Cam Reddish to me has a higher ceiling than DeAndre Hunter does. Even though DeAndre Hunter is to me one of the best defensive players in this draft, I'm looking for a bit more of a two-way guy. And at 8, I think that's a perfect spot for Cam.
Yeah, Cam, he's a more balanced player. He play defense, and we know he can shoot. So, Jonathan, what's good, man? How you doing tonight? Dougie Fresh 123 said I'd rather the Hawks stay put and just draft at 8, 10, and 17. That may end up happening. We may end up just not, moving in the first round, and in the second round, we may just, trade our second round picks for either cash or, trade for the next year or something like that, and just be satisfied with just three rookies we got in the first round. You can't really beat that deal.
That I know it's a lot off subject, but that makes me think about years ago when Joe Johnson first came. When Joe Johnson first came, we had Josh and I think we had Marvin. I think Marvin was in his first year, and I think Josh was in his second year. And it was an incident that happened on the road where pretty much Joe Johnson got upset because Marvin Williams and Josh Smith were throwing water balloons off the hotel balcony. If y'all remember this story, and Joe Johnson was like, I can't believe I just signed to a place where we got guys who throwing water balloons and we millionaires. I think that's the reason we don't want 3 rookies on the team or to draft that many rookies again. You just need some veteran presence, and we have a very young team. So I don't think. And you got to think now, rookies. A lot of these are first year guys. So these guys are 19. Sometimes they're not 20. Most of these guys aren't even old enough to drink yet. And if you're Lloyd Pierce, like I say, you're not trying to travel around with 15, 22-year-olds or 20-year-olds. That's just not something that the club is interested in doing.
And we don't even know Vince Carter coming back next year.
Yeah.
That's another thing too. So we're gonna need a veteran presence in the locker room.
I think it's a great possibility that he does come back. I don't think anyway. Like even though he had a solid season, he didn't have that much interest in it. It took him to talking about it during last year's summer league, talking about he was on. I know he was on the commentary team talking about he would love to play again, and that's when the Hawks signed him. I don't think it was that much interest to him. So
he's gonna play. He's gonna play, but I'm just talking about like as far as the Hawks go. I don't know if he coming back to the Hawks. He may want to play one more year with Toronto.
I would prefer Toronto, but if you want to come back to the Hawks, I ain't gonna say nothing.
Trust me, I would appreciate if he come back.
Vince is he's a what, Florida guy. Maybe he want to go play in Florida to finish his career off with the Magic or the Heat or something like that.
Yeah, he went to school in North Carolina, so yeah.
Yeah. Going back to the chat real quick. What's up, that Georgia boy? Appreciate you tuning in all the time, man. He likes Nasir Little and Bo and Davonte. I remember last time we had you on that you spoke on those two. You think that'd be a nice combination?
Yes, I wish more people would understand that I don't care how skinny Bobo is. He's skinnier than my pinky, but he is a potential star. I think if he fills out, not even fills out, because I've seen his father. His father didn't fill out, so just be able to stay healthy on the court. I think he can contribute because he already has the length. He has the length. He has the athleticism.
Definitely.
He just doesn't have the health, and I think that's the only problem with him. LP is this supposed defensive guru, and I only say supposed because I haven't seen it yet. But I think he can fix whatever Bobo was lacking. Really.
Okay. The real Pat Man likes Cam and Goga. Is that's how you pronounce it, right? Goga or Goja?
I actually don't know, but we're gonna call him Goga for now. So
yeah, I always say Goga when I see it. And Jonathan thinks if we stay pat at 8, 10, and 17, He likes Reddish at 8, Jason Hayes at 10, and Kevin Porter Jr. at 17. Kevin Porter Jr. is getting a lot. I'm hearing his name coming up more and more and more and more. What kind of player is he? Do you know, Davonte?
Some people have been comparing him to like a bigger Jeremy Lamb.
Okay.
Players that can come off the bench and just get you buckets.
Okay.
I feel like at 17, that is definitely like some great value to have there.
Okay.
So, and then what was that 10? Hayes.
Jason Hayes.
I'm still thinking about Hayes because I feel like he's like more of a like a almost too similar to John Collins because he's like a rim runner and like a rim protector. But John
Okay.
Collins has expanded his game in the sophomore year, so I can't really just call him that thing right there. But I feel like Jason Hayes doesn't fit offensively because I feel like everybody on the team can shoot. Like outside of Miles Plumlee, he was just a trade filler, so I can't really count him in anything. But we need our centers to be able to stretch the floor, and I can't say that with Jason Hayes. I'm not saying he can't shoot, but there's nothing to go off of his college film saying that he can. He's an excellent around the basket, but we don't really play into the post that much. We play like four out, one in, or five out, and space the floor. So I don't know what to do with Hayes if he were to be a Hawk at this point.
Now I have a question. Somebody for 17. What about Rue Hatchim?
I think he's an interesting player. People are comparing him to like Marcus Morris, almost Wilson Chandler, saying he's Paul Millsap. He's one of those tweener guys, like 6'8". We don't know if he's a small forward or a power forward. I think he would be an interesting pick at 17 if he was there. So I got to research more. I don't know why people are like having him fall. He was like top 15, but we'll have to do some more research to see why he's like being soured on by some of the critics.
Yeah, because if he's available at 17, I would like to get him. I know a lot of people don't like Gonzaga players or whatnot, but I like what he did for them, and I know he can develop, and he'll be he'll play a great role for the Hawks if we draft him at 17. So it's going to be interesting if we stay at 8, 10, and 17. It's going to be interesting about that 17th pick because we know who we're going to get at 8 and 10. You're going to pretty much get the best player available. But we know we need small forward. So, hey,
We'll go back to the chat real quick. Jonathan said he liked to get Cam or Culver over Hunter. I believe that's I think most people like that as well, Jonathan. And Dougie Fresh said, if the Hawks draft bowl, we will have the worst defensive starting unit in the NBA. And I'm scared of that too. I'm scared of that too because I want to see the team add defenders. I want to see us get better on offense. I think we have shooters. We have enough guys that can space the floor. I would like to find a guy who can defend, and if anything, I would like to find an offensive guy who can drive the ball to the rim. I think we have enough spaced out shooters. I want to see some defenders added. Bo, other people in the chat question his health. Yeah, I mean, it just looks like Bo is just gonna break his leg at any moment. I mean, his legs look like twigs. It looked like it's a wrap at any moment.
even like Bo, everybody, I don't understand the hype behind him. I just really think he's not a Travis Link guy.
I mean, he's certainly what he can do at his height is certainly impressive. The way he can handle the ball and shoot the ball is impressive at his height. Like I say, I'm just wondering, is he a defense? Like on defense, who is he going to guard? Like he'll get bullied in the paint, and I'm not sure he's athletic, but is he quick enough to stay with a three, or a guy who can handle the ball at 4? What do you think, Davonte? Is he have that kind of quickness where he can do that?
I think he's long enough to do that. Like like saying quick enough, I can't really say that because defensively he is very poor on defense. So, but my response to people saying like the Hawks have like the worst defensive starting 5, we already do. So it's like whatever we add, it's not gonna make that worse. It's gonna somehow make it better. LP in year 2, I'm going to say year 2, and then all these players going to year 2, year 3, I think they're going to just naturally get better on the defensive end. So I don't want to just like tell us that we if we draft a certain player, we're gonna just be bad because we made that choice. Like he has all the potential in the world to become great. So I don't want to just limit us. Like if Travis Slink says the best player available here is Bobo because of that, all his workouts and I know he had a limited sample at what was it, Oregon, but when you watch his tape, that was some impressive tape, even though it was a limited sample. So it was like if you feel like you can get something out of him, you go for it.
And here's another thing, and I'm not talking to the people in the chat. I'm talking to people who going to end up watching this video. Look, y'all, don't get crazy tomorrow of the person who we draft because y'all did that last. Everybody looking crazy because a lot of people was crapping on the Luka and Trae Young trade when we did draft night last year. All thing I ask, like, look, just trust Slink know what he doing. Whoever we draft, look, I'm gonna be happy about it because we already got a promising team. Only thing we doing, we just adding on talent.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna be contenders of the play. We're gonna be, I ain't gonna say contenders to the championship, but we're gonna be in the playoffs next year. I'm just calling it now. We won 29 games last year. Only thing we need to do is win like 6 more games, and we'll be in the playoffs. It's not that hard to get in the playoffs in the East.
Yeah, I think a healthy John Collins for the entire season, we would have been like a 35, 36 win team. I don't think this team was that bad last year.
Yeah, because he missed the first 20 games, and then we go like 4-16 or something like that in them games, or
Yeah,
3-17 or something like that. Yeah. All right. We head back to the chat real quick. King Quest 17, thanks for joining us. Right before you came on, we were already talking about Bowl. You see, we just talked about him a little more. Juke basically saying the same thing. He was saying that he's worried about his health. He scares that he doesn't like he'll have a long NBA career. And with Isaiah PSN, he was asking what can Bowl play. Yeah, we feel the same. We know what he can do offensively, but it's just like defensively, we're not sure where he would go. And and that Georgia boy, the same thing. Yeah, basically what I was saying. He wants to see us what we can do on defense. And Juke said the history of 7-2 guys in the league isn't good. Kareem and Shaq will say something about that, but I knew what you're saying. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, you're right. Most of the guys that tall, for some reason they don't always pan out.
Give me Siku and Bobo back to back. I want to be long and athletic. Ain't nobody getting down nowhere.
You would really do that?
Personally, I don't think they would do it. I would do it. Like on 2K, I would do it. I think that'd be fun.
All right. Jonathan said he heard Hayes say in an interview that he wanted to expand his game like Blake Griffin and be able to have a consistent jumper. Well, I hope so. Yeah, because Blake Griffin was a guy who could just drive the ball to the hole when he first came into the league. Then he developed a little 17, 18-foot consistent jumper. So we will hope that he will be able to do that for his sake, whatever team he lands on.
Couldn't Blake already do that though? At least from the mid range. It's kind of concerning if you're telling me at the draft you're gonna develop a shot. Like you don't got one already. Like, I understand. Like the coach may have not told you to do that. Like John Collins, I know at Wake Forest, he was told. He wasn't told to shoot like he does in Atlanta, but he had some semblance of a shot already. So.
So it could have been Blake Griffin went to Oklahoma, right? So maybe at Oklahoma he just wasn't asked to do that, but he could do it already.
Yeah.
Interesting. I didn't think about it like that as well. Pat said, wasn't LP hired because of his ability to develop defenders, though? That's what Davonte said, but we haven't seen it yet.
I'm not gonna blame him yet. We haven't exactly added the Damari Carrolls of the world, the actual defensive like dogs on that end. We got just Trae Young small. Trae Young too small to guard anybody, so just effort from him is what I'm looking for. So I need defensive effort. That's what I got to look for first.
Yes, I mean that's 80% of defense. 80% of defense is hard, man. You have to want to hustle and stay in front of a guy and cut guys off to the spots. It's a mindset. So
I call it basketball
defense is
DNA.
attitude.
It's
Yeah.
basketball DNA. Like you gotta college or whatever, then it's gonna transition well in the NBA. Now, if you're trying to develop players to have better defense, it's gonna take them a while to develop that.
Pat also said Bobo looks like KP Light. I'm not sure on that one. KP Pat.
Yeah,
I don't know who you mean by KP.
let me down that a bit and let's go with Thon Maker. I think that's the closest one we can go to right now.
Our Thon Maker, yeah, for the Bucks, right?
Yeah, not the Bucks. He plays the Pistons now.
Okay, the Bucks.
Thon
Yeah.
Maker, if he looked like his mixtape just a little bit more, that's who Bobo is.
Look, I'm thinking 2K because on my game, Thon Maker on Milwaukee on my season. And Don, he said, "Where are skills?" Oh,
that's me.
You, I know. I'm tripping. Pat said the East is going to be weak in 19 and 20. The East is weak. When's the last time the East was stronger than the West? When is the last era? All right, we know in the 80s. In the 80s, late 80s, the East was stronger. You had Mike, you had the Knicks, you had the Pacers, you had Chicago, you had Detroit. Atlanta was actually decent. When's the last time the East has been stronger than the West?
Was I alive at the time?
It's been look. They've been having like little splashes in the pan. We know Detroit when they won in 2004. Everybody said, "Oh, the East is back." Yeah, right. Then the Celtics, they had the Celtics in 2009. They won a championship, and people thought that they was going to keep winning. You could say Miami. You could say Miami.
As a conference, though, because those teams, like pretty much the Celtics were, these teams were head and shoulders above the other teams in the conference. Whereas on the West Coast, you've had the Lakers, you've had Portland, you've had San Antonio. Those three teams be consistently good for the past 20 years. I mean,
I
for
remember
the
in the early
most part, obviously.
2000s, it was either the Spurs or the Lakers winning the championship.
Yeah, remember Sacramento? Remember Sacramento was tough with Turkaloo and C-Webb out there for several years as well.
Yeah, I love watching Chris Webber, man.
Yeah, and then like I say, Portland was strong when they had Stoudemire and Bunsey Wells and all that gang there. You know what I'm saying? They were very strong. Ruben Patterson, Kobe Stopper. No, yeah, they were strong back then. So man, I'm gonna go say that if anybody, I don't think that the East has been stronger than the West since the late '80s or early '90s.
And this is why I said,
Wow.
this is why I said the Hawks should be in the playoffs this upcoming season. It's not hard to make the playoffs in the East. If you can win almost 40 games or less than 40, like between 35 to 40 games, you can sneak in the playoffs as a seventh or eighth seed easily.
And Dougie Fresh said he'll take a chance on Jonte Porter in the second round.
Oh, I would love
he
that.
He was a lottery projected player until the ACL injury. I'm not familiar with Jonte Porter. Davonte, what can he do?
Jonte Porter, that's Michael Porter Jr.'s brother. They both played at Missouri.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He was like he's he can stretch the floor and like bring it inside and all that. But he's like 6'10", like kind of like a 4 or 5 mix type. The only problem with him was that he tore his ACL like twice in college already. So you already know what that does to people. So like it's a question of if he's going to even be drafted or not because it's not like you're not going to be the same player, especially as with 2 ACL tears. But I'll take a chance on him at least at 41. I would do it and see what he can bring because I feel like he could still be that guy. Like he's not going to be as fast, obviously, but I feel like those skills ain't going to just go away. So I think Jonte Porter would be a nice pick or a nice nice to see what what a player can do in the second round. That'd be a solid pick for me.
Yeah.
What's up, man? Mike is joined us in the chat, and I certainly agree with this 100%, man. Mike, The league does not allow you to play defense. So
That's
what you can
fact.
do is draft athletes. I like that. I like
That's
man,
fact.
man.
Okay.
Mike. Yeah, you can't touch anybody. So what you have to do is draft athletic guys who
Yeah,
can possibly stay in front of guys and cut guys off to the point. I like it a lot, man, Mike.
I'm gonna
Hey,
put that on the
man,
shirt.
Mike. Man, Mike, text LP and tell him your strategy. Let's get something going. They might have a bench spot for you, man, Mike. What's up, Smitty Sports Machine? What's up, fellas? Brian Skills, he's here. He was letting you know he's here. He was playing 2K with his friends.
What's good, Skills?
Instead of watching us, come on, man. Uh, Juke said the East was stronger than the West 2011 through 2014. Was that LeBron in Miami during that time?
Well, it was
Was
kind of
that
split.
LeBron Miami?
Well, I'll tell you that. I get what he's saying. It was kind of even because
Was the conference stronger or was a couple teams stronger?
it was a couple
We're
of
talking
teams
about
stronger
15.
because
Go
here
ahead.
you go. Hold on. You had the Mavs. They won the championship. Then the Heat won their two championships after that, and then San Antonio won. So they was 2 for 2 during that time.
Yeah, Miami Heat
Yeah,
shouldn't have won the first one. That's why
Yeah,
the
Miami
Thunder should have beat them.
won the first one.
but
You
who? It was
don't
the
count
Heat
that, but
and
they
the
didn't.
Celtics. It was the Heat and the Celtics, and who was strong out west? Portland was strong out west. San Antonio. I meant San Antonio. I said Portland. San Antonio was strong out west. I mean, we can always go with San Antonio. He during that time, who did the Heat? Who did they play in the finals? They played San Antonio, and who else did they play in the finals the other year?
Yeah,
They
they
play.
went to the finals. They
They play
played
OKC.
OKC,
OKC, and then they played who the second year they played? Was it San Antonio?
Mavs. They played the Mavericks.
They played the Mavericks and the Mavericks won, but I think the second time
Yeah,
they won, I think they played San Antonio. They beat them.
yeah. San Antonio beat them.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
Ray Allen three, which was lucky, so
hmm
they shouldn't have won nothing. Well, I'm just being petty though.
Uh, all right. So you might have a good point there on the 11 to 14 though. Yeah, you might have a good point there on 11 to 14. The Juke. Uh, oh, okay, Pat man. KP was Kristaps Porzingis, who he meant by KP. Okay. Um, and Juke said you had the Heat, the old Celtics, the Pacers, and the Derrick Rose led Bulls. Okay, Juke. Yeah, I
he
forgot
said.
about the Pacers and Derrick Rose.
He said the old
Healthy knee.
Celtics.
Yeah.
They got old Celtics now. Shoot, they went
Yeah.
to the championship.
Oh yeah, and the Hawks were okay during that time. Yeah, the Hawks were okay during that time. Okay, so yeah, maybe during that stretch the East was stronger for a few years. I give you
Yeah,
that, Juju. That was a good call.
I
Very
go in
good
the
call.
regular season. I don't know about the Hawks in the playoffs. So I enjoyed it, but
Yeah.
Yeah,
playoffs.
we knew what happened in the playoffs before 2014.
No, and it wasn't LeBron talk. I was just saying that when we think about the East, it was the teams LeBron was on, not the what's the name, but we're not going LeBron talk. I'm not a LeBron hater, but I'm not a LeBron
I
sexual
will
either.
talk about LeBron talk in a minute, but it ain't gonna be about NBA. But go ahead.
Okay, I'm interested in here. Well, let's get to that because you teased that one. I want to hear what you got to say.
Yeah,
I'm like, hey, that was an awesome radio teaser. Look at Don over there, been practicing on his radio. um, uh, Smitty Sports Machine said Frank Bruno would be a solid pick at 17 if Atlanta keeps this pick. What do you think about that, Davonte?
Frank Bruno.
Yeah, and I have to admit that I always defer to Davonte because I'm a casual college basketball fan. So if it's not the top guys, I really, really don't know college basketball. Just don't get me started.
that's a good. Frank Budo. I'm gonna put him in my notes, and I can go look at his stuff.
Is his name Frank? I swear I haven't paid attention to his first name. I just knew it was Bruno at the end, like his last name. I know he's like
if
I know he runs the floor well. I know I seen a video. He runs the floor like a gazelle. That is impressive.
if
He
my
can get up
last
and down
name
the
was
floor.
Bruno, don't call me anything else. I only have a first name. Just call me Bruno. Don't even have God. Just call me Bruno. That's an
It
awesome
ain't.
name.
Is it not Fernando? I swear it's
It ain't
Fernando.
Frank Bruno.
Well,
Because
Frank Fernando. So
I
Frank could be short
I
for
pulled
Fernando.
up Frank Bruno. It was a boxer.
Yo, is it Fernando? Let me look at it. I swear it's
He probably
Fernando.
Nando. Nando, little Nando from the apartments. You know who he mean.
But I know he can run the floor well. That's what I've seen. Like he gets up and down
Yeah.
that court like he the only one want to play defense. I've seen it.
His name Bruno. His name Bruno Fernando.
Oh,
Bruno
look at
Fernando.
that. We
I'm
flipped
pretty
it.
sure that's who Smitty meant. Yeah, Fernando Bruno. That's who he meant. Yeah.
Yeah, he played for Maryland, don't he? What school he played for?
Yeah,
Yeah, Maryland.
Maryland.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and you were right. Everybody forgot how good the Pacers right there in that area. Yeah. Like we completely forgot about the Pacers during that era. I did. I'm sorry. You are completely right. Is that when Ron Artest cost them the championship? I don't know if you guys have watched the documentary on Showtime, the Ron Artest documentary. If not, check it out. It's pretty interesting. I like Ron Artest.
I
So
think he.
yeah,
I think
check
he
it
means
out.
the Paul George, Lance Stevenson, Danny Granger era.
Yeah, that was pretty good. That was so that would have been after. Okay, that was after Ron Artest. Yeah.
Didn't the Hawks take him to 7 at one time? I feel like
The
they did. I don't
Pacers.
remember if it was 7.
Yeah.
Yeah, 7 or
Man,
6
Hawks
when he was
getting
the 8th
game
seed.
7. We're gonna lose. We'll take you to game 6 or 7 to lose. Hawks will. We good for that. We'll give you a little drama in the playoffs, but that's about it.
Yeah,
I
that's
like
about
that
it.
though.
Yep. And the Pacers took LeBron to 6 games. And who else in the chat? Um, Nick Claxton's name has come up a couple times in the chat. What do you think about Nick Claxton, a local kid out of UGA?
Don't get mad at me when I say this, chat. But
No, be honest.
Be
I
honest,
think
man.
I
Be
feel like
honest.
he's just an early second round talent. I don't know. I don't understand why he's jumping into the late first round.
Um, when I do watch college basketball, I try to watch UGA and I try to watch Georgia Tech. I thought Nick Claxton was a mid, so I got to be honest.
No.
You call him some
Second round. Look, I did a draft. I did a draft projection. I did a mock draft, and I drafted him at 35. He's a second round. I think he's a second round.
That's a mid.
Yeah, but people
17.
are talking about him going as high as 24s, and I'm like,
Yeah,
that's way
I'm
too
not
high
gonna
for
get him
him.
at no 17. That's a huge.
Okay, so we agreeing. Okay,
Oh, no,
so we
no.
agreeing.
Oh,
Okay,
no.
yeah. So we all three agree there. Yeah, we think that's a
That's,
little high
that's
for
a
me.
huge reach. I get him at night if he's available at 35. I get him at 35.
True.
And Dougie Fred said he think the Hawks have promised Nick they'll pick him at 17. Yeah, but then they're gonna trade away the 17 pick, Dougie Fred. So then they say, hey, we ain't lied to you. Yeah, we're gonna trade away the 17 pick, so then we can tell Nick, hey, we didn't lie to you.
Don't promise nobody nothing. Just see if they're there. Don't promise nobody nothing.
And Smitty Sports Machine said yes, he's Fernando Bruno is a solid defender out of Maryland. He needs work on his low post game, but moves well for his size. Okay, so that's the guy who you think that come in and protect the rim, because I certainly think we need that guy. Man, maybe I'm just an old school guy, and I know that the rules have changed, but I'm sorry, man. If I was out there playing, I would knock Steph Curry on his ass. But man, I wish James Harden would. I'm using all 6 fouls, and I mean I'm using them.
You ain't gonna
I
get
can't
to
get with
6.
this.
They're gonna eject you after the first one.
Hey man, I bet you. Hey, I bet you the
the
crowd gonna cheer me as I run off the court, taking off my jersey, throwing it in the crowd. But you're not coming off shooting all them little shimmy. Man, please, I'm built different. I'm built different. I'm sorry.
I feel the same way
Yeah.
though. I liked when that Shaq used to throw Allen Iverson on the ground all the time, even though he came back at him. But I like that type
Yes.
of basketball.
Yeah, and I don't want to see anybody get hurt, and I realize it's basketball, but not football. But it's just, man, like I'm still with the no open layups. Like if we play 21 right now, you come through, there's no open layups when I'm on the court. Period. We don't. That's not happening. And I want to see that guy for the Hawks. I want to see Bill Laimbeer Jr., Rick Mahorn Jr. on the Hawks.
I think that was Ivan Johnson from the Larry
We need a
Jr. era,
thug.
the
We
last
need a
one.
thug. We need a thug. We don't have that guy, and that's the guy I'm looking for. That's the guy whose jersey I'm buying. That's the guy I need on this team next year.
But are they built like that anymore? The only thug we got was Zach Randolph. Where were he at?
Yeah, I'm
He the
saying
last
we
one.
need one.
He the last
Yeah,
OG.
yeah. Zebo.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, we saw because when we had Paul Millsap here, I thought Paul Millsap was gonna be that guy. I mean, I like Paul. I'm not damn Paul. But it was a few times I wanted to see Paul knock a guy on his behind, and it didn't happen. I'm like, Paul, come on, you know.
Paul just get smacked in his face 7,000 times a game. So.
and I can say it is a different era. It is a different game, but I just need to see that comeback. Yeah, and just like Mad Mike said, yeah, the NBA they don't allow that. I realize they don't allow that. So Mad Mike, I like your take earlier. We should get more athletic guys, but we can just get a guy with just a little bit of you not gonna do that on me. It's how I want the guys to feel. It's still in your car, Davonte?
I'm outside on the. Let me move. I'm sorry. I'm over here on the balcony because that's where I can be at. All right, there it goes. Stop.
Come on now. This can't be look, man. This can't be Mad Mike Sports Podcast now, man.
Yeah, I was hoping that nobody out here is going to play no loud music or nothing. I don't know how long the podcast been since.
I don't know if y'all watch Mad Mike Sports Podcast for the people who listening, but you watch that. If you watch a live stream of his, you go hear some sirens, you go hear some horns. But you know what though? The show, like, he be speaking nothing but gospel on them, man. So
that Georgia boy just put
surrounded.
Yeah, that Georgia boy just put in the chat, was Josh Smith that guy?
No.
Somewhat.
No.
That Georgia boy, sometimes he would, but Josh Smith, he was such an elite shot blocker. A lot of times he didn't have to knock you on your behind because Josh Smith was an elite shot blocker. I mean, he could block shots with both hands and different ways. So a lot of times he didn't have to knock you on your behind. He could block the shot. But he did play with an attitude and toughness. But, Josh also was a bit of a hothead too. And he's going to go out there and take some ill-advised threes.
Yeah, you probably have to go back to like the Mookie Blaylock era for some defensive stoppers or some hard-nosed vet type players.
And everybody knows Mookie is one of my top all-time Hawks, and Mookie Blaylock slander will never be tolerated. And y'all should go and look at Mookie Blaylock's stats. I bet you they will blow you away. I bet you'll be like, I didn't realize Mookie Blaylock. Dude, Mookie Blaylock is a completely underrated NBA player. He was very good. I would love to have Mookie Blaylock back. And he's gonna take an ounce to the airport at Toronto.
Wait. What about Zaza? Pull to it. What about Zaza?
Zaza was a crowd favorite, and Zaza would try to knock you on your behind. Okay, I give you Zaza, but also Zaza also wanted to average 10 points a game so bad that, man, he want to shoot it every time he touch it. But Zaza would hustle and knock you on your behind at times. I will give you that. And Zaza will hustle. He certainly will hustle. So I give Zaza that.
I remember he tried to fight Kevin Garnett. I was like, I don't know anybody that tried to do that in like the whole career. Hey. So go ahead.
I gotta shout out Nick Chellaney and Chris Domino, man. Nick Chellaney said years ago that Kevin Garnett is a fake tough guy. He is, dog. Kevin Garnett, man, for real. He played thug, man. Kevin Garnett likes to play thug. Kevin Garnett was not a tough guy. He was pretending. He's not a tough guy. He scowls and do whatever. Kevin Garnett was not a tough guy. Nobody was scared of Kevin Garnett.
He ain't try to fight Dwight Howard that one time. I know that.
Y'all know who was a tough guy though?
Now day.
Y'all know who was a tough guy though? Gary Payton.
Oh, Gary Payton from Compton, ain't he? From LA, ain't he? Gary Payton. Bay Area, yeah, I mean from the Bay. Yeah, he's from the Bay, from Oakland. Yeah, that's right. He's from Oakland. Yeah, Gary Payton. Yeah, Gary, G. That's Steven Jackson. Everybody know about Steven Jackson. Steven Jackson definitely got that thug in it. What's up, S. Jack? All right, go back to the police. Look, go back to the police real quick. They clowning you in the chat, Davonte, about what's going on over there. Davonte, they hadn't cleaned up every part of Bankhead yet. Davonte still, but anyway.
Wait, why I'm getting clowned? What happened?
Because of the sirens in the background.
Oh, my bad. I'm actually in College Park area, so.
Oh yeah, that's the new Bankhead right there.
That Georgia boy around the corner, you better watch him because he'll take off in your car and go over Wayfield. Smitty Sports Machine. I'm pretty sure this is aimed at you, Davonte. He's asking, would you make a deal for Terrence Ross, decent 3-point shooter that can run the floor and good 6-man?
But I'm not making a deal for Tim Hardaway Jr. again. That's the same dude.
Same player.
It's the same player, like an uber athletic can shoot the 3, but inconsistent is all get out. No, I
y'all got my boy Tim Hardaway Jr. now.
Oh, Michigan guy. Here we go. Tim Hardaway, another guy who from Oakland, right? And then Tim Hardaway come up pretty rough too. I think he's from Oakland too, right?
Tim Hardaway?
Ain't Tim Hardaway from
Chicago?
Oakland? He's from Chicago. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm mixing them up. Okay. Juke say Boogie Cousin the real one.
No. He fake like that. I still like
I think Boogie fake. Yeah, I do too, man. I think Boogie fake. I think Boogie do that because he's 6'10" and he's 250. But I think Boogie fake. I think Boogie, you put another 6'10", 250 in him. I think Boogie will say okay and back down. I don't think Boogie built like that either.
I remember Zebo went head up with him talking about bullies get bullied around where he from. I remember that.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I think DeMarcus Cousins just do it because guys are smaller than him. I think you give a guy the same size as him, and I don't think he'll have that same attitude. That's a real tough guy to me. Just not like Kevin Garnett. He's doing it because he's bigger than you. Put a guy his size in front of him, a la, Dwight Howard. And he was all right, Dwight, we'll talk about it later. I text you.
Yeah, DeMarcus Cousins' attitude is horrible. I remember he almost tried to get in a fight with John Wall. Like, y'all niggas went to school together. Yeah. Man, come on, you know him. Yeah. We're here fighting your friend.
Say Reggie Evans. Smitty Sports Machine said Reggie Evans was a thug. He was.
Oh yeah, he tried.
Yes, he was.
He smacked John Wall there one time.
Yeah, yes. And Reggie Evans has some notorious off the court stories too. I ain't gonna get into it, but yeah, I've heard he was a real one. So let me ask you. Both of you guys. So this time tomorrow, what picks do we have? Oh, well, I'm sorry. What picks will we be making tomorrow? What picks are we keeping? What deals do you think we made? What number are we drafting at tomorrow? Basically, is what I'm asking.
I'm gonna go ahead and say we keep the top 3 picks that we got, the 8, 10, and 17. I don't think we're gonna keep 35 and 41. I think they're gonna trade that for either a young player that can probably develop or like some more future seconds. But I'm hoping they trade at least one of those from to New York for Frank Ntilikina because I think he's like his defensive potential is just top notch. Like offensively, that's another problem to worry about. But I think defensively, him and Brembry, they can do some switches and start wrecking havoc to the other teams. So I think just he's not necessarily a point guard, so we gotta have to find out what his position may be. But I think defensively, he fits. So I'd rather them trade at least one of those seconds for him.
I'm thinking we're going to end up keeping the 10th pick, and we're going to try to package the 8th and 17th pick to move down. And we're going to probably keep our early 2nd round pick.
That Georgia boy actually is in the chat. Just pretty much we agree. I think we're going to end up drafting 4th or 5th overall. I think that some kind of way we'll package the 8th and 10th to move up to there. So I see us drafting 4th or 5th and keeping the 17th. So I think that some kind of way we'll use the 8th and 10th or a player or something to move up to the 4th or 5th. That's what I see us doing.
Oh, I hope not.
I honestly hope not too, because I feel like this isn't a draft where the top 5 guys are somebody you got to have. Like, the top 3 maybe, but 4 and 5 is a crapshoot. Like you got Jarrett Culver and DeAndre Hunter, and both of those guys could be like solid starters. But I'm looking for like people that can become a star, like just be that dog for your team. And I don't see that guy here to trade up with.
I mean, it just listening to Lloyd Pierce yesterday on the radio. I mean, it was the way he was saying it. I mean, he was almost basically saying that we'll do whatever we can not to draft three rookies. So I think that I hope that they don't get overzealous, and just make the deal just for the sake of that. But I'm pretty sure, listening to what he was saying, they're going to be pretty aggressive trying to move up, to out of those picks, basically.
I mean, I honestly don't see the problem with like. Let me wait. I don't see the problem with 3 picks. To me, I understand like when it comes to like when their contracts are going to be up, it's probably going to be up around the next time. Like Trey Young is going to have another contract extension, but just always going for that guy that you think can contribute. I think that's never going to be a bad problem. Like just three is like a top. I don't think you should draft 4 or 5 rookies to this team, especially with the way they have the makeup. We don't have those 3 spots yet from the expiring contracts like Kent Bazemore, Miles Plumlee, and Alan Crabb. So I think you draft 3 just to replace them because you know you're not re-signing not one of those players. So you get 3, you potentially replace those 3 guys I just mentioned, and then we keep shooting for it, like because we're gonna have that money in the offseason to go for whoever comes out. I don't know which year they're gonna probably spend their money. Probably 2020 off season, but I think you just keep going for the young guys that you think can be the next Hawk stars along with Trey Young and John Collins.
Yeah, and we know New York, they already blocked the trade at 3. 4 or 5 is the best we can do, is what Smitty said. The real Pat Man said Philly lost both the double headers against the Nets and Braves winning 7-2 in the bottom of the 8th. Yeah, I'm watching it, Pat. You see me keep looking away. I'm looking at the
Braves. That's what I'm doing too. So yeah.
Yeah, I see me keep glancing away. That's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at the Braves game. And Juke, you said if we get up to 3, my boy is going to be there. Which boy is your? Which one is your boy? And Lex Zone 6 joined the chat. What's going on, Lex? He said there's not a single player on the Hawks roster whose primary position is small forward.
No.
Wow.
That's what I said. We're gonna have to draft.
Wow. Yeah, you're right, Lex.
We want. That's what we got to end up doing. I know I said it early in the podcast. So
yeah, you dang. I never thought about that before, Lex. But you're absolutely right. We got a bunch of tweeners. We got Kevin Herter and Bazemore, who are really 2s, and then we have John Collins, who's really a 4. Dang, you're right.
I think before the draft I put Crab there just to have 3 shooters and I'll run it around.
I believe.
Space on the
I
floor.
believe that Crab is the guy we put there. But yeah, you're right. Like just a true wing type guy. Yeah, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
And Smitty Sports Machine answers that. Oh, Cam Reddish is the guy he was saying at number 3. He's the best all around 3 in the draft. Okay. So and I think that's the player that we're going to. Well, obviously we're going best player available. I would think that the club would love that best player to be a 3 guy who can defend, run the floor, and help facilitate. Yeah. I mean, who doesn't want that guy? I mean, I was thinking about this earlier, and if we had a guy like a la Draymond Green, obviously, who doesn't want Draymond Green, of course. But if we had a guy with that skill set on this team, a guy who can help facilitate, pass the ball to Trey and Herter coming off down screens, defend, switch out the pick and roll and run. Man, if we had a guy like that on this team, man, that's the guy I'm looking for. John Collins isn't that guy because he can't handle the ball as well as Draymond can, but we need a guy like that. We get a guy like that, man. I think that's 10 or 15 wins on this team, easy. Mm-hmm. 10 or 15 might be a lot. I'm sorry, but 8 to 10 wins. 8 to 10 wins. You laughing at me, Davonte?
Yeah, because he said 8. That was a lot, but I'm trying to think. Is there a guy that's kind of that, kind of a big guy facilitator? I gotta research more. I really don't know if there is that guy in this draft specifically. Tell me in the chat though, if y'all know already, just let us know.
Or even a free agent. And like I said, I know I said Draymond Green is like, obviously, who wouldn't want a guy like that? But I just mean a guy with a similar type.
Billy said Amari Spellman is supposed to be that Draymond Green.
Can Amari handle the ball like that, though? Davonte, do you think Amari can handle the ball like that?
He said no.
See, yeah, because like
you see, handle the ball like that. I think Draymond, he's like that prototypical stretch four. He can.
Yeah. Draymond grabs the ball and he pushes the ball and he's across half court in 3 and 4, and that's setting up the offense. You notice when Draymond is pushing the ball, Steph is not running to get it from him. He's going off screens to get free. Like you see Omari gets the ball, Trey's like, no, give it to me. Stop. Before you do something stupid. You know, so
Yeah,
he can't push the ball like that. But
this
I
team
would
doesn't
love if
have
he could.
this team doesn't have a point forward. I think that's what you're looking for.
Yes, yes, a point forward. I would think a point because, like I say, Trey. Imagine letting Trey operate without the ball in his hands. You know, I mean, I'm pretty sure Kane's a great shooter, so I would think that when at times we could take him off the ball and let's free him up so he can go off screens and do things like that and get, I'm pretty sure it's easy to do that without the ball. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not Trey
All right.
Young, but I know it's easier for me. Yeah.
Let's do a couple more chats, a couple more questions in the chat, and then we're gonna go ahead and end it. Um, that Georgia boy, 17 said, "I wish they could sweet talk Kawhi Leonard to come to Atlanta." Look, man, I'm tell you like this here: if Leonard comes to Atlanta, I'll buy everybody in the chat a Leonard jersey. If he comes to Atlanta, he's not. I'm just let's just be realistic, y'all. He's not coming to Atlanta.
Even I wrote about in my article that I wrote the Klay Thompson rumors.
Mm.
Even had he not gotten hurt, y'all, Klay Thompson wasn't coming to Atlanta. Klay Thompson is born in California, went to college in Washington, plays in Golden State. He's a West Coast guy who's playing in a championship team in a great city and can get offered the max. Why in the hell would he want to come to Atlanta?
And then on
Klay
top of
Thompson
that,
wasn't coming to Atlanta.
and then on top of that, Golden State they moving out of Oakland and they moving
Yeah.
to San Francisco next year, so they're going to be moving into a better city, new facility and everything versus coming to Atlanta. Like I'm not saying that's wrong coming to Atlanta. Like we have a great city ourselves, but Clay, I never thought Clay was coming here.
Yeah, it wasn't gonna happen.
KD, but now
It wasn't gonna happen.
it could have happened. It could have happened.
Devontae, do you think there was any chance that either one of them would have came here? Any chance?
No. they like to live here. They don't like to play here for some reason. I'll never understand.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. All right. You gonna get back in the chat, Don?
Next year is gonna be different. So
yeah.
Oh yeah, Mike Sports said I don't want that lucky quitter on my team.
Talking about Kawhi, y'all.
Well, hey. All right, but as I was saying earlier about I guess LeBron James. I guess y'all noticed the news came out today about I guess Space Jam 2. I'm gonna try to figure out how the movie gonna end. I'm pretty sure the movie's gonna end up ending like he lost the game. All the Looney Tunes people gonna be slaves on on the Monsters. What's the name of that the planet they from? It's been a long time since I watched Space Jam.
I don't even know.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure he's gonna end up with begging play for him for the what's the name of the team? The Toon Squad. I'm not going to watch that movie. I'm not.
So time out.
Huh?
Time out. You saying LeBron James gonna lose the finals in Space Jam? Damn. LeBron gonna lose another finals?
Yep. That's the only way. Look, that's the only way you can make it like realistic, man.
I mean, I think Michael Jordan barely won. So.
He won, though. He never lost the finals.
Gonna be crying. Gonna be crying the whole movie talking about he need help.
He gonna get some of that secret stuff. They're gonna have a different version of that. It's gonna be Kool-Aid.
Extra sweet. Red. All right, that's pretty much for the chat. Everybody clowning. Georgia boy too. I'm not interested in Space Jam 2. I'll wait till it's on cable and watch. And we know you're still in cable too, so you can watch it on your stolen cable. And gonna be red tears. Braves won. Yep, Braves did win, you guys.
Yep.
All right, so hey man, I forgot to tell you guys as well. I gotta plug a new me. I'm writing articles for the Hawks now for Atlanta Sports page. So check your boy out. Writing Hawks articles. I actually published my first one today. It's on Twitter. You can see it. Click on the link in my Twitter, and just talking about 5 upcoming free agents that the Hawks think they could get. So check your boy out on his new endeavors.
We told y'all a few months ago, it was just the beginning. FILA Sports Podcast, man, we taking over. We're gonna be taking over. So congratulations to Coach on his new gig.
Definitely read his article.
Thank you. That Georgia boy to my dude with Comcast. Yeah. So Davonte, plug the ones you want to plug this time and let them know where they can find you at. Don't tell your secrets, I guess.
I'm gonna go ahead and say the podcast first. It's the Heart of Atlanta podcast. That's at HOA Podcast on Twitter. I'm gonna get the YouTube set up. I'm gonna tweet that link out and the SoundCloud when I finish that. You can find my articles on sportstalkatl.com. My Twitter is at Cookie by Nature. Go ahead and follow me right now. I'll follow back, unlike others. I gotta say that because some people don't do it, but I'll follow back. So go ahead.
He does.
All right, yeah, he does. And say your podcast sort of name again. I don't think
Heart of Atlanta HOA Podcast.
Oh, okay.
What you talking about on your podcast, Davonte?
I'm gonna be definitely talking about almost every Atlanta sports team. I ain't gonna leave nobody out. I like every gender sports. I'm not gonna leave nobody out. I don't even care if it's lacrosse. We're gonna talk about everything. Georgia Swarm. I'm not gonna leave nothing out.
Hey, Don. Yeah. Let's see if we can get an Atlanta Explosion player to come on. I just had an idea. I'm gonna try to see if we can get an Atlanta Explosion player on our team, on our show.
Right, man. You can get anybody on. Just tell them you can.
There they go. Yeah, let me see if I can get an Atlanta Explosion. If you guys don't know who the Explosion are, that's our lingerie football team. They're actually pretty good. See if we can get one of their guys on.
Come on now.
I thought that was the Steam.
What's the Explosion? Oh, the Explosion is just the regular team, not the lingerie team?
Yeah, the Atlanta Steam. I think that's the lingerie team. You gonna try to get them?
Well, we have Explosion and a Steam player on. Yeah. So
I had to Google
play for the Explosion. Yeah. Hey, we have to cover our female football in the city. We got to get them some pub.
Yeah, I agree.
I appreciate you trying to include them. I respect that.
All right. So with that being said, you guys, here's what we're going to end up doing. Far as our social media accounts go, we still have our Twitter accounts, we still have our Facebook accounts. But if you want to interact and ask questions and have a knowledgeable conversation with us, you're gonna have to hit us up on our Facebook group chat. That's Forever I Love Atlanta Sports Podcast Hometown Chat. All right. When you join that group, you got to request to join. All right. Once you request to join, I accept you, and then you can choose any group you want, any chat that you want to talk to. We got one for the Hawks, we got one for the Braves, we got one for the Falcons, we got one for the Yellow Jackets, we got one for United, we got one for the Bulldogs. So you can choose one, and you can choose all of them. Like, I'm pretty much done going back and forth with trolls. Like, I'm tired. I'm like look, I'm in my 30s and I haven't lost my hair yet. My hairline has not receded, and that's gonna stay that way. So I'm not I don't lose sleep over trolls. I don't stress out over anything. But I'm just gonna let y'all know y'all ain't finna keep coming up on there, pulling up and talking noise about our sports teams. I'm just gonna be honest with you. But anyway, all right. So we also on Instagram as well. So if you're watching this show at a later time, please hit us up in the comment section. Please hit that like button. Please share this video with other Hawks fans or other fans of Atlanta sports. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel, please hit that subscribe button. We will be back this Monday to review the draft. I apologize to a lot of our viewers and a lot of our subscribers. Came up, so we're still gonna review the draft. It'll just be a few days late. I'm pretty sure Matt Mike Sports, he's gonna end up. I'm pretty sure he's gonna do a review. I'm pretty sure probably CC Rod or the neighbors is gonna be people that we're affiliated with who's gonna do a review right after the draft. I know some people.
Davonte,
you
sure Davonte's gonna do one. Yeah.
Heart of Atlanta podcast. He's gonna do one tomorrow. So y'all show us some love. Show us some love. By Saturday, I want to see him up to 80 subscribers on his new YouTube channel. So y'all show Davonte some love, and then we'll be back Monday evening to do our show. We're gonna have special guests from ATL Sports headquarters. I want to say Phil. We're gonna have him come on. So with that being said, we'll see y'all Monday as usual. As always,
come home.
It's your hometown
sports podcast.
All right, y'all enjoy the draft tomorrow. If you're going to State Farm Arena tomorrow, be safe. And we'll see y'all Monday.
I'm out of here. I'm going to catch a plane.
Good evening. Y'all have a good evening.